It's after 6 o'clock. We'll go ahead and open up this meeting of the York County zoning. If everybody please would stand to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Nate, if you want to proceed with roll call, please. Yes. Gruber. Here. Morris. Here. Hirschfeld. Here. Hein. Here. And then here. You have the floor. Announcement of the Open Meetings Act. It's posted on the door as you come in. And then have the proof of ads of where they were posted up above, up here, if anybody would like to see those as well. Everybody should have a copy of the minutes from the last meeting. Do we have a motion to approve those as written? I'll make a motion to approve. You have a second? All in favor? Say aye. You want a roll call vote? All right, we'll go ahead and do a roll call vote. Hirschfeld, aye. Morris? Yes. Gruber? Aye. Aye. Yes. Yes. Next agenda topic item is to discuss and act on conservation easement for the parcel listed here. Everybody should have copies of that. Any questions anybody has, and then we'll also, I know we have a couple that maybe want to have some discussion about that, for a couple of remarks. Anybody from the commission have any questions at this time?
This is just to pass on to the new ownership is what they're asking for.
That would run for the land. Okay.
So from present owner to means it's going to be up for public auction, it's got to convey to the new owner. Is that what
Yeah, it's
they're
going to go
asking?
back. This would just be a recommendation that we're passing for the first. If there is anybody at this time who would like to make a comment on the conservation easement alone, come forward. And if you would, please state your name and address.
Sure. My name is Dave Sands. I'm Executive Director of the Nebraska Land Trust. I live at 8110 Southwest 27th Street in Lincoln. I'd like to for those of you who aren't familiar with the Nebraska Land Trust, we're a different kind of conservation organization. And then we're focused on conservation of working lands, farms, and ranches. So we're focused on working with farmers and ranchers who want to make sure their farms and ranches are available for agriculture forever. And a good example of our dedication to conservation or to agriculture is Nebraska Cattlemen, are a member of our board. And there are 4 slots on our board of directors devoted specifically to people actively engaged in agriculture. In addition to those 4, we have other producers on our board as well. So, like I said, we work with farmers and ranchers who feel so passionate about agriculture, they want to make sure their land is available for agriculture forever. Back in 2009, we worked with one of those farmers, a gentleman named George Kruger, who had a 430-acre farm on Lincoln Creek in Seward County. And George had no heirs. He had a partner, but he had no heirs. And so his legacy he wanted to be was conserving this land along Lincoln Creek and the woodlands and the farmland. And so we did that easement in 2009. George also owns 74 acres in York County, the parcel before you today, also on Lincoln Creek. And it has nice woodlands. There's some 150-year-old bur oak trees down in there. And the farm soils on the property are classified by NRCS as prime farmland. So it kind of gets on both notes, so good habitat and good farming. So George donated that land to Nebraska Land Trust with a life estate, which means he had use of it for the remainder of his life, and his partner had use of it for the remainder of her life, and she passed away in August. So we became then full owners of the property. We do not want to own land. We believe private landowners are the best stewards of agricultural lands, and we want to sell it back into private ownership. But to fulfill our promise to George that we would protect it, we're asking for your approval of this conservation easement this evening. It's an agricultural easement, which means farming will continue, hunting can continue there if the landowner desires. Just means the woods along Lincoln Creek got a sale, they can clear out a drainage ditch that's grown up in weedy trees, that can certainly be cleared. They can clear out things like cedars and locusts if they want to. It's not like lock it up and throw away the key. They can manage that woodland, but they can't clear cut it or something like that. And then certainly the farmland will remain, and there's some grassland there. So that's pretty much it. And I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any additional comments? We have a recommendation discussion for the board.
Make a motion to accept
We have a second.
it. I'll second it.
Morris?
Yes.
Gruber? Yes. Fine.
Yes.
Fishbone? Yes. Long? Yes. So the recommendation of the board is approved. Next, we will move on to discuss and act upon the updated solar regulations. I would first off like to thank the majority, or all of the commission. There's been a lot of reading time that went into this. And I know there is a couple just clerical edits that I would like to be brought up. Because we can tell 4 open hearings on this, so tonight we will not have any open comment on solar. We're going to go ahead and work through some additional edits in this version, and then proceed with whatever the commission decides to do at that time. I know ones that I caught right off the bat. Page 1 and page 2 is just making the edit to class 3 and class 4, making it 1 megawatt, 5 megawatts, and then 5 megawatts plus for class 4. To match the other edits. And all of these regulations were posted on the zoning website and have been on there for a couple weeks now for the public. Just try to prevent printing out these 26 pages thousands of times and over. So, additional edits that I would like to discuss would be for page 7 in class 2. Category 3B, section 4, 5, and 6. Right now, there is a so this would be for parcels of 3 acres or less, so up to a 1 megawatt solar array. Was thinking about making some more uniformity on those recommendations on if we should make them uniform 330 or to 660. And it'd be very similar for class 3, what those are set up as well. That would be on page 11. Section 4, 5, and 6. We have that, we'll make it 330 all the way across. It's going to be 2 acres or less. 3 acres or less. 2 acres or less. Currently,
We would double it.
currently 230 for non-fiscal, well, 660 for church. Or,
Would it be
But that is what the array would be, street,
Right.
not the parcels.
Right, but would they have enough to do a lot? Probably just enough for their house. Yeah.
Just so you know, I was thinking you.
Okay. They could do it for them.
Yeah, I think the uniform is yeah. Maybe you could do 660 or 330.
Well, I was thinking 360 might be too much for 1 acre or less, or
That's what I was thinking.
I think we're both pretty certain.
All right, just to be sure, I don't know, there's no way one might, you guys might know, please, just be happy, so that I go back here. So, Nate, on section 5, 6, 7, page 7, make those uniform across at 330. So page 11. Same sections, 3D, 4, 5, 6. And this one here, I think there also was maybe a clerical. So for non-participating dwelling is 1320. Then you went to churches, cemeteries, whatever else, it's 660. So kind of like first values here. So follow.
correct.
I mean, in my opinion, you're still in class 3, a few megawatt or up to 5 megawatt, excuse me. I mean, you're not talking.
And the grid needs to be updated with that as well.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's still up to 5 megawatt, I guess, and I'm not large. I mean, I would agree that more.
Go to 660.
I personally would think that would be fairly, I mean, even efficient, and still ain't wow.
How many panels does it take to make a
Just for my, I'm not a professional, but just from what I've learned, at the power company, that usually around 1 megawatt is around the 8 to 10 mark. Now, I don't know with newer technology if that's changed or not, but just in my head, that's usually what it is.
So that's pretty balanced.
Okay.
Which is some of the research you did, that was
Yeah.
good.
Yep.
So is everybody agree making that 660 across?
Yes.
Okay. 3, page 11, 3D, 5, 6, we're actually making section 4, 660 to match 5, 6, and 7, and 8. And then also just from the clerical standpoint, updating the grid on the last page to match edits. Those 4 different. And then the very last paragraph, I have some questions on that. Do we want to proceed with leaving that, striking that? I think the majority of that verbiage is already covered in each section.
I guess the term industrial, that's what he means, that distribution, strictly distribution or industrial for industrial use as in factories for self-use. I'm thinking like, for instance, Cooley's over at Bradshaw, where they use a lot of power. They would take a pretty good sized grid for them. What's it, I don't know the land.
But still, different time of the grid.
No matter what.
Okay, that's his power.
Yeah, because, they're gonna push it back out. I just think you're probably right.
Just go ahead and remove that paragraph.
Yep.
Okay. So maybe, yeah, strike that very last paragraph on page 25.
And the setbacks around the existing feedlots is they're to adhere to what the feedlot size is for their setbacks, is that correct? If it's greater than 660, is that correct? Yep.
Say it again.
The existing feedlots, last hog units,
Yeah. They would fall under the same as,
what they have to abide by, correct? So if you have a unit. You know,
of what their setbacks are for facilities.
right, just, so say, I'll read it, I don't know. But, our unit numbers,
Animal unit.
minimum unit numbers,
Yes.
so,
Are you talking for their setbacks from solar arrays or from solar arrays from them?
solar arrays from them, it should be equal to what their setback would have to be.
Those solar arrays will follow these non-participating or participating setbacks from those facilities, depending on the size of the array.
Because the odor, I know the animal one's way different because the odor footprints, so on and so forth. So do we believe that that's,
Of course, it very depends on the size of the array.
right, I get it, I get it.
Here. Because there's going to be potential of livestock facilities that are also going to put in some of the smaller arrays as well
Mm-hmm.
to capture.
Well, if it's wrong, if it's wrong, it doesn't matter, I'm not worried about the neighbors.
But then there also, there is the there's still going to be the 660 or the half mile, depending on the size.
Of the,
But the unit size won't make a difference.
okay.
On the array. But like-
It's still small.
Yeah.
Like, so a bigger unit, it's a bigger unit size, obviously has a bigger, but
Or
setback.
yes.
So, sure, can we protect them guys that already have that setback? The same, so these guys are held to the same standard?
Well, that's pretty much what we've kind of already done with the size of the array.
I get it, but, you know, we just still have a large come in, but up at 660 feet against an existing guy. To where it is,
Whether it be half mile or large or mega array.
for many, way to be a half a mile, okay?
Yeah, 660 to 48 less. So, I guess if you wanted to verify that, you could say, reading this, because right now it just says, kind of not the property line and not participating existing dwelling.
Right.
That's not, you could mention a capable of lifestyle facility.
Which I think we should.
50. This is an example.
You're gonna have a feedlot, and you're already
And if there doesn't have to be a residence there.
there, you know what I mean?
Yep.
That's,
So you could include that with the non-participating dwelling, or we could maybe, we could have another section, like section 9. Yep.
I mean, not participating, or whether you if you just included it in that one.
Or just, I would just make a whole nother livestock facility.
that way it's clear.
Treat it like participating, or like.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly the same.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So just to clarify that, on all
Yes.
class sizes,
So they follow the same setbacks.
on all four class sizes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't mind living in the snake with them as long as they're in there, so. If your house is in the middle of that snake, I'll live in there, I don't know if you live there. So, but if you're in your house, I don't want it there, so.
Anybody have any other edits that they would like to have made or discussed?
Connecting from quick, that
Yep.
got all of mine.
No,
So
that'd be great.
what I have so far is page 7, under category 3B, wanted me to just make these sections like 4, 5, 6 all uniform to 660 feet. Same for class 3 on page 11. Make
Page
that
7 would be 330.
330 things. That's like, make them uniform at 330. Then on page 11, make them all uniform at 660. Correct. Update the grid.
And that is uniform from section 4 down.
Yep. Okay. Update the grid on the last page to match all these setbacks. Strike the last paragraph on page 25.
Yep.
And then add a paragraph 9 to each of the classes for a livestock section that would be the same distances as the non-conforming, or sorry, non-participating, excuse me, non-participating residents. Yeah, that's what I got.
What is the big setback for the,
Livestock?
yeah? You have anybody who are pointed as at that?
I don't think we got any 10,000 plus animals.
So the biggest ones are probably sort of live.
Yeah, 3/4 of a mile north to south,
Do
east to west.
we want to, I think we want them, I would think we want that same setback also for the grid, or for solar array. If these guys got a 3/4, I feel they should have a 3/4 also. More likely, if I don't know, land around the feedlot anyway, so they can get there, but more likely.
More likely.
But, you know, they can have one against the section, you know. Have a neighbor that has a quarter right next to it. It don't matter.
Because that's going to be a one-off every time.
Is that something,
I don't know how you,
how can we write that in there?
it's a raised special control line. You will, because he basically wants to be, so we have a 10,000 animal facility. That they, an array would have the same, so we have a 10,000 head, would have 3/4 mile setback as well from the facility. Since the facility.
It doesn't-
10,000.
Yeah.
Depending on how many.
10,000 and not head,
Animal.
It's just an animal, yes.
Right.
And the array has to be 3/4.
No. Match whatever.
Match what the setbacks are.
660 or greater. So if these guys are, in this case, a 10,000 head, we're just using a 10,000 head, for example. If a new one was to be built, they'd have to be 3/4 of a mile away from anybody.
So just making sure the arrays are matching those setbacks, or regulations, 17. I'm sorry if I'm not thinking this, I apologize. That's going to be very, I could hear a couple of things.
But zoning doesn't, that the animal capture is, waste capture is all state mandated.
Right.
To where these guys, anybody self-included, they plunk one in right next to Chad over here.
I would prefer, just for the ease of it, proceed with what it is at a half mile. And then if an array does come, that could be something to go into the condition. I agree with that. Yeah, because otherwise you're gonna have so many cases. One case by case.
Okay. It's like black and white.
Yeah, I know.
Down, there's no loopholes.
Because you at least have to have the half mile.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
I see what you're saying.
Correct. That's like,
If we're running over at half miles, I mean,
right, 4 miles, well, it's huge. So,
yeah, sure.
Yeah, they're east to west of that.
well, we could make it, we'd have to make it all 4 corners.
Not to overstep the time, but just to clarify what I think Aaron said, the process for any way that communication is, so that is always something when it comes in front of this board, you can discuss it, on a case by case basis.
Okay.
That is how the commission, if we're going to come through on these regulations.
I don't know if we just leave it the way it is, on a case by case, if you wanted to do a three-quarter.
Well, just whatever you're asking, we can put on the side.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to protect the guy that's got a whole bunch of livestock out there.
Right. It's,
We don't know. It's all, we know how well smell travels. We don't know much about this stuff, so heat prints or whatever, you know, everybody says they don't do what they do. We don't know. 10 years in, 5 years in, we're gonna know. There's people out there first.
That's all I have. I mean, we have a motion to proceed with the edits that we have proposed, send on to the commission then.
So with the edits, it would go to the commissioners.
Correct.
If we go to the commissioners, if it was, or
If we, if
Update.
you send a recommendation.
Yes.
Of the, then with those edits, then we could.
I would say move it, I would say send it to the commissioners. Motion.
Second.
All right, so just to confirm, this is a motion to recommend the approval of the regulations as they are with the edits you guys mentioned to pass them. Okay. And with that, we'll call please. All right, so Ryan,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Ruber,
yes.
Herschel, yes, and Devon.
Yes. That next announcements, addition meetings.
I don't have any at this point that I'm aware of, it's going to be conditional use permit or anything, so I think there's no set fee for a while. I don't have any topics. I know announcements that we can't.
That's once we adjourn.
Yeah, I got it.
This. All right. If there's nothing else, we have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Good second. Second.
All right,
With that, we are adjourned. Do you want to roll call for that?
yeah, it's fine.
I would like, I know Commissioner Overmeyer would like to make an announcement at this time.
Okay, I just wanted to thank the 5 members of this board, Aaron, Carl, Roger, Luke, and Chad, for the commitment to York County. I know this wasn't easy. It's still going to be a little bit hard when it comes to us, but I do want to thank you. I know I was planning on doing it at our meeting, but I didn't figure any of you guys would be there. So they're getting no pay for what they've done for the last couple of years. And we have trust that they had York County at the best of part in this, whether you agree with the decisions or not. Thank you very much from, as a representative of York County Commissioners. I also would like to say that today, as of 5 o'clock, was the last day to put in an application to become District 2 Commissioner. Once we get that person on board, hopefully next week, we will get these amended to them and then to us too, so we know just exactly what we're talking about. And we'll probably take a month, I would assume, to get them caught up to speed on everything that's been going on, and then we'll look at continuing on as the York County Commissioners. And there will be a public hearing, just like it was had here, and that will all be posted so you can see. But thank you again, guys. I do appreciate it.